a lot of times when you start making videos, for whatever reason, it's like your friends and family who support you the least.
Oh,
man, look,
absolutely.
Yes.
we talk about that all the time.
It's crazy because they know you as this one version. They get a little triggered when you start to change. Like, what are you doing? Terrell thinks he's doing videos now. But strangers will support you. That's what's crazy. Is
Like
strangers.
crazy. That's why we call them new family, extended
It
family,
is,
right?
yeah.
It sounds crazy. We're going to do controversial on the podcast for a second. Family. That's what it is. So welcome back to the Canna Bros podcast.
Yes, sir.
What up, Corey?
Hey, what's good?
Hey, great day, man. Day 2 of the Orlando CBD Expo, and we've been having a hell of a time here, man. Meeting a lot of dope people. One of the dopest people that I've actually met at this entire expo this year is sitting at the table with us right now. Right? Man, let me tell you a little bit. This is Shay. All right. So Shay Rowbottom. Right. So first thing, the way we were introduced to Shay yesterday was and Shay can help us out with explaining what it is. But we started walking around doing what we call like just our panning. We're just panning around, and I stop and I'm looking at this thing on the ground. I'm like, is that a hoverboard?
I thought it was a Wii Fit board.
Right. It was a Wii Fit board, right? And I'm like, Fit? This could be fun. Right. So we stopped by, right? And remind me her name. Kristen, right? That we met, and she was super dope. Shout out to Kristen,
Doing
right?
a great job.
Yeah. And man, we had a good time, and we actually did a vendor walkthrough. We got some footage with her as well, and that's how we were introduced. And Shay was doing her thing, boss lady stuff. Shay was like, I don't have time to meet with the president right now, but we'll keep that under wraps. But we actually have Shay at the table with us to put our audience on some game. Y'all know how we do. So make sure you like, share, subscribe to the Canna Bros podcast. Get your downloads, run those numbers up. But introducing Shay Rowbottom of Shay Rowbottom Marketing.
Hey,
Canna Bros, welcome.
Thank you, Corey. Thanks for having me, guys.
Of course. So Shay, of course, tell people a little bit about yourself and what you do, what you're responsible for in this industry.
Absolutely. So in today's age, a lot of businesses struggle to create content for social media that actually moves the needle and does anything.
Right.
They spend a fortune on video setup, videographers. They might even hire a page manager, and they're trying, and it's like they're just not getting any growth on social media.
Oh yeah.
So that's where I come in. I have an extensive background in video marketing and social media. I got in 2015 to the Facebook wave, actually.
Okay.
That's how I originally learned video for social media. I was working for large pages on Facebook. Actually, you guys probably heard of Herb, one of the big I did videos for them for a while.
Okay.
Yeah, so what I learned working for big pages like that, and these people have millions of followers, so they already knew what they were doing with marketing. They just needed an editor, and I was the video editor back then. So I was just freelancing, doing my thing, and through working for so many page owners, I got feedback from them on how to edit it in a way that will capture more attention in the newsfeed and go viral.
Yeah.
So I just soaked it up like a sponge. It was a beautiful opportunity because not only was I getting paid by all these big pages, but I was learning from the greats, and that's what I did on Facebook for years, and it was fun. We did a lot of different types of videos. We licensed videos, so anything you'd see going viral, you could reach out to the owner of that media, obtain a license, re-edit it, brand it, redistribute it to these pages. Really cool stories, things like
marketing videos.
Huh?
So white labeling marketing videos.
Pretty much. I mean, it's it's twofold, right? Because a lot of times the videos that you're licensing, the creator wants more reach. Right. So it's a benefit for them to say, yo, I'll get your video on Herb. Just interesting things, trending things. We had a video go super viral once about a guy. He had is it epilepsy? I'm thinking with the shaking. I'm blanking out on the epilepsy. And then, it was just a video showcasing the before and after. He took the tincture, laid down for 10 minutes, and it was unbelievable. He started to cry because he'd never had results like that in his life. And people love those transformational stories, so we'd reach out, obtain a license. Not only is it promoting the product, but now Herb, or big pages on Facebook, now they get content to also nurture their audience.
Right.
So I did that for years. I was grinding it out. I won't lie. I was behind the scenes of video for a long time. Like I was the one making everyone else's videos. I didn't make my own.
Right.
But I was learning, and I was really paying attention to what goes viral. Okay, if we add a headline like this, it performs better than this, and just really collecting data. And we were doing over 1 billion views a month organically at our peak on Facebook. 1 billion views a month organically. I'm telling you. But those are the golden age of Facebook. I'm not gonna lie, Facebook's changed a lot. It's not as easy as it was. But the beautiful thing is, about 4 years ago now, I found LinkedIn.
Okay.
And the reason that I found LinkedIn is because video had just came out as a function on LinkedIn. They didn't even have video for like decades, you know? It was like, post an article. Like,
no, it's true. They were behind crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I had a friend put me on, his name's Q, good friend of mine to this day. He really helped me. He said, yo, you got a video marketing company, you already know everything about video. Like, go get on LinkedIn, start making your own videos to get business, because like there's no competition there right now. And I was like, oh, like this is interesting, my own videos, because I already know everything about video. And then going back in my story, before I got into video editing, I was actually a performer, I was a musician.
Okay.
So I actually...
That always helps?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You rap.
Oh!
Yeah.
Come on, wait.
I was rapping. Yes. That's actually how I got the name Shay. Originally, because my real name is Shannon. But I was hanging out with rappers, and they started calling me Shay. I was like, Shay, and I just kept it. I never changed it.
Yeah.
But the funny story is, I stopped because I was so interested in making money. And once I learned I could make money online and like video in my house, smoking weed, I was like, yo, done, I'm doing this now. And I built my company, but I neglected my own artistic side until I got on LinkedIn. LinkedIn was like the fusion of like everything I learned about video marketing and social media mixed with my personality, my charisma, that performer in me. And I just started to make my own videos, and it just exploded.
Yeah.
And next thing I knew, I had a LinkedIn business, because now everyone on LinkedIn's hitting me up, yo, I'm your LinkedIn. I was like, I'm out. So I sold the shares in the Facebook company, pivoted to LinkedIn full time, where today I now help businesses create content to grow their business and attract more revenue.
Oh, crazy. So first of all, I just want to show you.
I threw y'all off with the rap thing. I know.
Well, look,
I know.
Only like 30%.
Okay, I can do it. Yo.
Hit the ground.
Where's the Canada Bros theme song?
Yes.
Trying to cue that shit back up.
Maybe later.
We do have the instrument.
Give me a little bit of tequila, I'm on. I'll turn that rapper shake back on.
No, the synergy in that is that that's what makes me comfortable on camera as well in front of a microphone. I was rapping.
Oh, you were a performer?
Yeah, I rapped since I started writing at the age of 11. I was on stage by 15, 16, right? And that was before I even met Corey. So the idea of like, you abandoned it because, like you said, I want to make some money.
I needed money, yo. I was broke as hell. I was cute on stage but broke.
Because it's like, okay, that starts to run out. Even if you get like a little, like little influx of cash, you get somebody that wants to help you out.
A little bit, yeah.
That shit runs out.
Waiting tables for real.
It took about 30 minutes for it to run out, right? So like whatever, 30 minutes for that money to run out, and you realize, you know what, it's not going to work. So of course I continue. I go to college. I'm trying to figure that out. Another place where you're just broke, but you're trying to figure it out, right?
Y'all would have seen the place I lived in college. I mean, probably condemned now. Like that. I don't know if that was legal. But yeah, I was there.
Yeah. So I mean, I thought it was over, right? I was like, I'm never gonna make it on tour. Look at me now. Mama made it, right? We on the CBD Expo tour, right? And in some creative way, in some way I get to get out that creative energy, right? I still get to put things together and produce things, and now it's just in a different format, and it's for the good of other brands, so now it's more of a selfless thing that I'm doing with that ability to get on camera, get on a microphone and feel comfortable,
And what you really did, Joel, is you just adapted. Because the reality is, like, 20, 30 years ago, there weren't as many people trying to rap or make music, and the market got so saturated for that, and I couldn't understand, like, why is no one liking my videos? Why am I not blowing up on YouTube? It's like, Shay, musicians are a dime a dozen. If you start making content, videos, educational, even like skits, those kind of like acting videos, I mean, that's actually, the market's shifted, so it's almost like you took your gifts and you adapted to where now more people can see your gifts and you can use your talent. So, yeah. And I have still don't know what to do.
Yeah.
I've rapped and stuff in my videos a little. Like, my audience knows. I still got
Is it worth bringing it back?
So I am bringing it back. So
Okay.
and I do want to get to the cannabis because I've been smoking cannabis since I was 14. Corey, we're talking about it briefly. We'll get to that. But it is coming back. I'm going to be 30 in a few weeks, and I really just had a wake up call. Like, you know what? I made the money. I'm good. Like, I got the business. It's flowing. I think it's just like when you abandon that part of yourself, it can be hard to get back in.
It is.
But I am getting back into it. You know, I started taking vocal lessons again.
Okay.
Just met a new engineer. I've been going to the studio. I have been recording tracks. Not even like, I probably won't release anything, but I just need to get back in the flow. You know, I've got like a few songs I like. Probably won't release them, but just like getting back into the flow.
Yeah.
And the marketing company really runs itself. You know, that's the beauty of business. If you find the right people, you train them up, you invest the time, that can run in the background. You know, I've really just become the face of my company. Like, what are we doing now? What are we doing here? Why am I here? Well, because I knew I would meet people, make relationships, and get content. I'm really here for the content. Because as many people as I can meet in this room, I'm going to meet way more online when they see this video.
Thank you.
Yes.
You know, and I mean, literally, we were even just, I was going to message our sponsor back. Our sponsor is BizBud app,
Oh, okay.
right?
Yeah, I see BizBud.
Yeah, they're really dope. They literally, what their app does is it takes the notepad and the pen out of the hands of the grower. So, you know, you're in the field doing all this stuff. Come on, man, technology era, right?
Yes.
So it's time to get the phone in your hand. Why? Because it's something you can keep. You can send somewhere. Somebody else can have it. They have this thing where you can add multiple people from the same company onto one profile thing, right? So that part is cool. But we were speaking to our connect there, and he was like, you know, hey, I didn't see this from the expo or that from the expo, and the thing about it is, it's like, yeah, because we're putting it all together. Because the reach, as beautiful as it of an experience as it is to connect with one another here, there's so many more brands, so many more consumers, right, and so many people from the actual cannabis community that can get this dopeness if we put it together the way Planet Bros put it together.
Absolutely.
You know, and it's evergreen content. This
and that's the other misconception. A lot of, like, you know, business owners and people who are trying to get in the speaking circuit. They're like, I want to speak on stages. I want to get paid to speak about, you know, my expertise in cannabis or whatever it may be. It's like, I will take stages anytime for free if I know I can get content from it.
Yeah.
Because it's like, yo, not only am I getting a platform in that moment to literally speak on stage at an event as the CEO, as the brand, I'm not looking to directly monetize as in the event pays me. I'm looking to get content of me speaking on stage, chop it up, make a little micro clips, turn it into reels, post on Instagram. That's authority. You know, that way more people see that online and they're like, who is this chick? She's speaking on stage. Like, she's important. Like, we should buy from her. And then I make the money through that channel. So I'd say for anyone out there thinking, like, I want to get paid for speeches, don't worry so much about the money up front. Just go speak and get the content.
Come on.
It's that sweat equity, man. You gotta like put the work in first, and then on the back end, you know, you'll make your money. A lot of people don't want to put that time and energy in, and it's the grind. It's the grind, and I definitely commend you on that, because you know it's founded on where you came from. So using, you know, a lot of people don't possess the acumen to, like, let me learn what I can from these companies for myself, and then let me show other people how to do that.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that's like,
I had to discipline myself. This was hard.
It's a hustler's ambition right there.
Yeah.
Dabbing helps.
Come on.
I was dabbing.
Wait, back to the cannabis conversation.
I was dabbing every day. When I was building the first company, the one I told you about on Facebook, learning, I was actually, that was the time in my life I was probably smoking the most weed.
Yeah.
Because it is also not really in my personality to sit at a desk and edit all day, you know, that, so I needed like something to help me be with it. Yo, I was dabbing like a dab star. I was,
Yeah, no,
I don't dab anymore.
Yeah, I'm with
get
you.
To that.
You know, dabbing is a little bit, it's more like, you know, every now and then, a little special occasion you dab. You can't be dabbing every day. You know, you really feel the 30.
Right.
You know, you realize, I've been on Earth 3 decades now. Like, I think it's time to slow down on the dab. Shit
But
gets
that
real.
tolerance, though, if you do it as much as I was doing it, you just lose sight. Like, people would come over and they see me dabbing, they'd be like, what is this chick on? I'd be like, oh yeah, this is extreme. But you can build a tolerance to cannabis so intensely. That's what people don't realize. Like, you gotta take a break, yo, take a month off, come back, you'll save way more money. You'll save money.
Oh, my wife and I, we do it all the time. You have to take those necessary breaks. And we were talking off camera about like Don't Let It Smoke You by Taurus Batiste, and just that responsible cannabis usage, right?
Oh, and that's what I wanted to get into too, because like I love what Corey said about being willing to be the student and being willing to discipline yourself, learn from the experts, not try to cheat the process, shorten the process. Like, to me, no, it wasn't my favorite thing to sit and edit videos and learn and be analytical. Like, I'm a very feminine woman. Like, I want to be free and creative,
Yeah.
But the beautiful thing about cannabis and the plant is it really can help you cope and help you be with things that aren't just naturally easy to you. I mean, that's why it's a painkiller. It's not that cannabis takes away the pain, it's that it helps you be with the pain.
That's right.
It helps you be there. So I started smoking cannabis when I was 14. I always knew I would be an addict. I just knew.
Yeah.
My parents were alcoholics. There was a lot of mental illness in my family. It was like, intuitively, I just knew I'd be in some shit. So I was like, what am I going to choose? Am I going to choose? Like, there's a lot of hard stuff out there.
Yeah.
Let me try this plant. And I started smoking at 14. Pretty quickly became like an avid everyday smoker, but it was cool because it really did curb my relationship with alcohol. I don't feel that I drank nearly as much as I would have in high school if it wasn't for cannabis. But what I do with cannabis is like I use it as a reward system.
Oh, I love it.
So every day, I was a very good student, and that was important to me to get good grades, not just for myself, but so that my mom would get off my back. Because the more I just brought home the A's, the more she'd be like, okay, she's good, and kind of leave me alone. So I was trying to have that freedom. So this goes to the discipline. How it all started with cannabis. It was like, okay, I really want to smoke, but I'm gonna feel guilty, and I'm not gonna enjoy the high, knowing I still have work to get done.
Yeah.
So I would use it as a reward system. Okay, get all your homework done. Even I would stay at school till 4 or 5 o'clock finishing what I had to do, so that by the second I left the building, I'm hitting up the woods, yo.
Come on.
I'm calling my friends and we are hitting up the woods and we're gonna smoke by the river. Like that was
Listen, that is and I'll tell you, because you never hear that, right? Of course the reason why, of course we don't advocate for underage usage as we're trying to. Right. We're trying to.
I was a little naughty. Out here.
But you were exception to the rule, right? Because most times when kids start smoking so early, it's just fuck everything else. I found the best thing in life, right? My wife and I, we were just talking about shout out Jasmine, right? We were just talking about how it should start for sure no earlier than 18, but should definitely be 21. 21, if they're treating legalization like they treated the prohibition of alcohol, right? And how they did that thing. Well, 21. 21 is a sound age where you can
and the brain development.
You not only the brain develops, right, but the emotional side, everything that you experience in life. Feel what it feels like to fail multiple times. Feel what it feels like to succeed, and all of that. Go through life a little bit. And at 21, we know now that ain't all of life either. But you get a better deal if you didn't start at 14 versus start at 21. Now I know that how'd you put it? I'm living with the pain, or I'm accepting the pain.
It's helping you to be with the pain.
Helping to be with the pain versus try to get rid of it. I'm not escaping anything. The reality is reality, but your perception on reality without cannabis and my perception on reality with cannabis is much different. I definitely rock with you as far as the editing, needing a little something to sit at.
Something to be with it. I mean, even just to be with my family. I grew up in a very dysfunctional home.
Okay.
I mean, it was cool. So it kind of helps you see the higher perspective. Even as a kid, it was I was so depressed, and then when I would smoke, I'd be like, you know what, Shay, people are starving out here. It's not that bad. Just stay with it, keep going. And I think that it ultimately really helps me to understand addiction in a way that was manageable. Because I knew I was addicted to it, but it was okay. I still got my grades. I still was a good student. I worked a part-time job. And then getting into my 20s, I started and scaled now $2 million businesses, all the while smoking cannabis.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna throw up. plot twist in the story. Plot twist in the story.
Let's hear it.
All right, so I'm going to be 30, and you know, my relationship with cannabis did change a lot throughout my 20s. Definitely, like, I stopped dabbing every day, and that, you know, still had a dependency on it. Still was like, I noticed I would go to it as a crutch when I was getting triggered or having an emotional reaction, you know. So earlier this year, I decided, you know what, I'm going to be 30, and like, I don't really know what life is like without cannabis, because I've never really quit for an extended period of time. Let me try and go 1 year without cannabis.
A year? Oh, you did it? Okay.
I'm going on month 9 right now.
Oh.
I've not smoked for 9 months. This is the longest I've ever gone in my life, and yo, let me tell you, them dreams though. That is, yo, no,
because people don't know about
exactly, but I know about it too. I've taken tolerance breaks over the years, and like, I know your dreams will get crazy. So 1 month in, I'm quitting my dreams. I'm like, yeah, here we go, the dreams, no big deal, no. And then like month 2, it kind of settled. I was like, all right, done with that. Yo, I'm telling you, once you actually get to month 3, month 4, it's a whole new level. I'm like, wait a minute, there's more. And so it's a beautiful thing. I know I'm gonna make it. I'm like already on month 9. I'm gonna make it the full year. I wasn't sure. I was like, am I gonna make it? We'll see. But part of the reason I know I'm gonna make it is because I found a new drug that I don't want to give up, and that's the dream world.
Okay.
Like straight up. I've been astral projecting in my dreams. You know what that is?
Bars.
Like flying. Yeah. Yes, Jonathan loves Dr. Strange. Yes. But you know, it's like my dreams, I just keep deepening and deepening. Like, I started flying again in my dreams. I've had lucid dreams. I have been a little bit of sleepwalking, sleep talking, which is interesting. So, but astral projecting is my favorite, because that's where you like literally leave your body, and there's no denying, like, yo, there are other dimensions out there far beyond what we see in this physical plane.
Oh, absolutely.
And I feel all those years smoking weed, while I needed it, I'm very grateful for it. Like, I wouldn't be here today without it. I wouldn't. I would have been at least on antidepressants, became an alcoholic, God forbid, God forbid something worse. The beautiful thing is now I think I'm finally reversing like 15 years of not really sleeping as deep as I could have.
Because you know, people use it to sleep. So you smoke and you're out.
And that's what's interesting. You can't, and I get that. I used to fall asleep too, but I just feel like at 14, you're still developing emotionally, and I didn't really get a chance to learn how to be with my own emotions. And like, I won't lie, it's been hard. Like, I get triggered, and I'm like, I feel like a little kid, like with my emotions. Like, how am I okay, but I always had weed, and now I don't have it. So it's almost like I'm going back to being 14 again, and like relearning, and it's weird. Yo, I'll be crying about some random shit, like straight up, but I'm grateful I'm getting through it. And then at the end of the day, I'm like, let's go through dream world, and that's
nice. I love the fact that you completed the circle of that journey, right? Like, for people out there that's listening, or even younger kids, even though I know it's not for kids, there's going to be kids that watch our shit, you know. I go watch our shit. There's kids out there that watch our stuff, right? And they need to know what's the effects, what's the long-term, like long-lasting effects of smoking so much pot, you know. And there you have it. So, yeah, Shade became a success, right? But it was through a lot of discipline that you had in addition to having the cannabis. It's not like the cannabis necessarily gave you the discipline. It's just something about you that you already have innately that.
Well, I like what you said about me being the exception. I do think that's important. It will make a lot of kids lazy. It can be the gateway to other bad behaviors.
Oh yeah, we've seen it.
The kids who have the weed then have other drugs and whatever. Like, I get all of that. I do think I was just highly motivated to succeed always, and it helped me stay the course. But yeah, the downside is, like, I definitely did stun my emotional growth. I see that now, and I'm kind of like, you know, I'm gonna be 30. I'm like playing catch up a little. Like, the thing is, like, I want to be able to want it, not need it. And I love cannabis, like, no doubt. I will smoke again. Like, I will. I wanted to do this year challenge. Maybe I smoke right out 1 year. Maybe I'll just keep it going.
You might end up being a year and a half.
Exactly. So I think it's important for the listeners to understand, like, everyone's journey is different. And while there are some pretty accurate generalizations, there are exceptions to the rule. And if it's not true for you, hey, it's not true for you, and like you get to develop your own relationship with cannabis. Like maybe you only like to smoke cannabis socially. Maybe you're a meditator. You're like, I can't be around people. I need to be alone and go in, and like that's cool. Like don't let other people's relationship with cannabis define yours, because it is different for everyone.
Yeah, come on, man. I'm glad you said that. Mic'd up with the cameras on and everything, because they need to hear it. You know, that's such an important message. I wanted to get back just into like the marketing part
let's market it.
You know,
let's market this shit.
So, I mean, of course, we have on the accounting firm side, we have a bunch of businesses that come to us with that being the issue, and I'm like, we don't do marketing necessarily. First of all, that's why I'm glad we connected with you, right? But now we have someone to send them to. But they come to us with that, and our thought instantly is, well, we're doing it, you know, like, but it gets tough for these businesses to come up with strategies. Like, though I don't believe that we're experts, right? I just think that we found, we're still learning. But I think we're gonna be cold as hell in like 5 years, on a different level. I just do, like, not being arrogant. That's how I feel about us and what we're building, you know. But we're still trying to learn and figure it out. But at least we came up with an idea. For those that don't have any clue, they didn't used to rap, right? They don't have this, we have this personal relationship, me and my co-host. Like, what do you suggest for a brand? Now, they're great at making products, but they don't know how to, on the panel you call it a brand differentiator.
Yeah, brand differentiator.
Yeah,
exactly.
Right? They don't have that. So they don't know how to stand out in the crowd.
Yeah.
What would you say would be the first step? Like, hey, I know, get your mind right first, but what's the first step as far as action that they can take to lift their brands up, elevate their brands?
Yeah, you know, I have so many things I can say.
Yeah, I know.
Like, I think one of the biggest things to understand also when growing a brand, and this is what I work with a lot of businesses on, is you're the individual.
Okay.
Yeah, like I get it, the brand page, you know, the logo. It's like, I call it hiding behind a logo. Like, who's writing this? Who's doing this, you know? So what we do at our agency is we encourage the business owner or someone, it could be another representative of the company. If it's not the CEO, that's fine. But an actual person to get on camera, like what you guys are doing, and actually like talk, because people do business with people, not businesses. So,
say that all the time.
Yep, and I know, like, and there's a lot of value in growing the brand page. I'm not saying neglect that. I'm just saying that you'd be surprised how much faster you get the relationships when you, the human being, show up on camera. And the quickest way to do that is to just practice. You know, I tell all my clients, we work with a lot of people who've never shot a video before in their life.
Right.
You know, kind of terrified of social media, like, oh my God, I gotta, you know. I do the 30-day challenge. I say, every day for 30 days, whip out your cell phone and shoot a 60, 90-second video of you just sharing. It can be like a pro tip that you know from the industry. It could be your story, how you got in the industry, something trending in the industry right now. Just 60 to 90-second video on your phone every single day for 30 days. But here's the catch. You're not going to post any of these. Because that really removes the pressure and the kind of fear that paralyzes, like, I gotta post this, and it's like, yo, just practice. Every day for 30 days. I'm telling you, by the end of that 30 days, so many of my clients are like, yo, I got 3 I want to post. Like, they're excited because now they see it back and like, wow, this is valuable. Like, okay, maybe I can listen to my own voice on camera. Maybe I am good at talking. And it just removes that pressure. So I'd say start there, 30 days. No pressure to post any, but by the end of the 30 days, you probably will end up.
Oh yeah, you'll have a few, right? That's dope.
It's like a crawl, walk, run method, right? So instead of, before you start running and posting all these videos and, you know, for instance, like, if you're out of shape and someone tells you to go run, 2 miles, you might pass out in the process. Right? You gotta work your way up to it.
That's true.
So that confidence boost, that the 30 days of confidence boost is huge. It's huge. Because now when they start to walk, right, now they're going to go into it with a level head, more energy, more passion in it, versus the hesitancy, being uncomfortable. I do want to ask you one thing. So, your very first video you filmed, let's talk about that.
I have it. I have it linked on my LinkedIn. Yeah.
Nice.
What do you want to know about it?
So, no, the first video for most people is the nerves, right? The nerves, you're like, all right, I'm going to throw out this new concept or talk about something I don't ever talk about. How was that for you? Tell us about your experience in your first video.
Yeah, so, this goes back to what I do now. Is like, I hired a coach. That guy Q I mentioned earlier who told me to get on, I actually paid him to hold me accountable to start making the videos. Because a lot of times, like, we say we're going to do it, but when our dollars exchange, that's when you really,
now
you're like, yo, I spent money on this, I got to do it.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind. And I shot my first video with him.
Okay.
Yeah, because I was nervous, and I was kind of like, I don't know, what am I talking about? He's like right there with me. He's like, just introduce yourself, say what you're doing. I was the COO of Marvel Media back then. That was my other company. I founded on Facebook. And I literally just said, like, what's up, LinkedIn? My name's Shay. This is what I do, and like, I'm gonna start making videos here. So follow me if you want to learn more about video work.
Yeah.
But it was real short. It was real brief. Even that model, like how I did it, I recommend something a little differently today for new people going in. But the point is, I just did it. But I do think having him there with me, like literally holding me accountable, helped a lot. And then when I moved forward with my second, third, fourth videos, he had like his whole team and like a community of people like go comment and like support me to make me feel welcomed. And now that's what I've replicated. Now I have that community. So when you enter into my program and join my cohort, you're gonna get the same thing. You're gonna get all these people who are commenting, supporting you. And that's the other thing about video that's really interesting. It's like a lot of times when you start making videos, it's for whatever reason, it's like your friends and family who support you the least.
Oh,
man, look.
Yeah.
We talk about that all the time.
It's crazy, and it's like, because they know you as this one version, and they get a little triggered when you start to change. Like, what are you doing? Like, Jarrell thinks he's doing videos now. Like,
yeah.
Okay. But strangers will support you.
Right.
That's what's crazy. Is
like
strangers,
crazy.
Yeah.
That's what we call them, new family, extended
It
family.
is.
Right?
So that's why it's so important to have this community. I've had many clients who are like, oh, my husband doesn't like my video. He says I'm being narcissistic, all this. But then they go to the group calls, they come to our community, and they're like, oh, it's so refreshing because everyone here just supports one another. We're all on the same journey. Like, you need that sometimes.
Yeah.
I know it's tricky because you might feel like you want the validation of your friends and family, but sometimes it's the last place you should go. Just start a new thing. Just go and find strangers. Be like, yo, I want to start this new thing. I guarantee you, like 99% of strangers will be like, okay, go do it then. It's only people that know you that feel some type of way.
Man, we were talking about that at the last CBD Expo in St. Paul with Taylor of Taze. Really dope products and everything. He was talking about the issue. He said, I respect what you guys do because when you mentioned that you had an accounting firm and this is what we're seeing, like you guys are the face of a media brand, a media podcast, right? He's like, I respect what you guys do because that was my fear. And that's where it all lies. It's just a fear, an internal fear that you have that honestly, like, it's not, it's generated by the past, right? It's what people thought of you before this, and you can't say it again.
I was gonna say, just like for full candidness, like when we first started, we had 6 videos.
I was gonna say that too. Yeah.
Yep, we had 6 videos that were podcast episodes that we recorded.
Full episodes.
And we sat on them. We released one July 12th. And the second one in September, right? And that
not because of editing
not
or
because of
anything.
We just were sitting on it, and so that support, we're each other's support in that sense. We're like, hey man, look, what? And we talk to each other straight up. What's stopping us? It's fear, like fear of being vulnerable, and that's the toughest part about our video and the podcast is that vulnerability and being afraid to be judged by other people. But you know what, like.
It sounds crazy. We're gonna do controversial shit on the podcast for a second. Fuck family, because that's what it is. Like you mentioned, your family sees, my family sees Jarrell. Yeah, but we appreciate you, bro.
Yes, thank you, Corey.
But
I love that. Thank you for saying that.
Family.
If you would have known me, Jarrell, and followed me for years, that's a lot of what I talked about.
Because what the hell does my family have to do with my client base anyways, right? I do a cannabis podcast. Ask me if anyone in my family or friend circle is in the cannabis industry.
Right.
Not one.
Yeah.
right? So you're thinking about, why are you trying to please someone who is not your intended audience? That's not your target audience at all. But you're focused on their opinion just because they're supposed to support you.
Yeah.
Like,
you know, it's just programming. It's just that programming we all have. Because, like, the thing about being a child is, like, you actually do need your parents' approval.
Right.
You know, when you're a little kid, like, kids will constantly sacrifice what they truly want to do or what they really believe in just to keep their parents happy. It's like, yo, I need these people. Like, I depend on them for shelter, food, survival. Like, we really underestimate how deep those wounds go. Of, like, you become an adult, your parents are, like, hypothetically gone, but you still have this programming, and it could not even be just your parents. It could be anyone. People pleasing, sacrificing who you really are to make others comfortable. Like, that's a programming that came from childhood. And I love what you said about fuck family, because I had to do the same thing. Like, I cut all my family out completely for years. And that's when I really started to grow on social media, because I stopped caring about, like, what my siblings were going to say about my videos. And then,
my aunt's really conservative, and she's a pastor, and you're thinking about, like, so it's examples like that where you're like, I just don't want to disappoint them, but you're like, bro, the idea that they have of you is a 6 or 10-year-old child.
Love that.
Bro, you are 32. You know, so it's like, who gives a fuck what you think, right? Because you're not going to make me any money, and you know how it works. Like, if I'm the one that's going out there building multiple brands at once, then guess who's the breadwinner of the entire family? So you know what?
Boy, don't even get me
started, right?
Started on this, girl.
It's true. But I'm the breadwinner of this entire thing. I'm the most successful person in my family, no disrespect. But what I do, I really had to put myself out there and become so vulnerable just to have people like you who blood related to me tell me that you don't understand, or you don't get it, or what if you said this better? You're like, bro, you're not my audience. So I cater to my audience, like we said, the extended family, people we connect with, like we do at these events, you know, like the CBD Expo, and we go from there. And when we were getting all this love, they've never met me before. I walk up to people that, like on day one yesterday, that we've never met before. We just met, right? But it feels like family already.
Now.
Yeah, we're homies now.
Like, and we are bonded through this podcast.
Right, we're bonding right now. Y'all are seeing it on live, or y'all seeing it on a pre-recorded video. But I hope maybe I'll be the first person to smoke with you after.
I'm coming. I'm coming to Texas.
Come on.
Well, you know, it is a crazy paradigm shift when you realize that the greatest thing you ever did for yourself was to not listen to your family.
Damn right.
Like, how crazy. But I'm the same way. Like, it was, my mom was like, go to college, get a degree. You know, don't be smoking weed, don't be doing that. You can't be a rapper. No one in my family supported my music. Like, hell no. Hell no.
My mom, that's about it.
Yeah.
My cousins laughed at the idea of me rapping.
I was so bullied for that, you know, and it's a shame. It's like, people get real uncomfortable when they see you making things happen for yourself, if and only if they're not making things happen for themselves, you know? And that's what
I was told that.
We were talking about this yesterday with the lack of alignment. You know, when a good meter to tell when you're out of alignment is actually how jealous do you get of other people. Because they actually, like, reality is there'll always be people doing better than you, like, you know what I'm saying? But you won't actually feel this kind of jealousy unless you're out of alignment, meaning you're either stuck in a career that's not really you, stuck in a relationship that's not good for you, whatever the case may be. It's like, use that as your meter, and if you feel more and more like you're starting to get envious, like jealous of people, like, whoa, back up. Like, I'm not focusing on myself in alignment with where I actually need to be going.
Right.
So I think that's where a lot of it comes from is, you know, people are out here and they're wounded and they don't know how to follow their passion, and when they see you doing it, they're like, oh, hell no, let me see how I can tear this person down. But I was the same way. I cut out my family for years. That's when I really exploded. That's when I really was allowed to let my true self shine, and then I did it enough where now I am reconnected with my family, but it's different because I don't need anything from them anymore.
Doesn't it? That changes the dynamic of the relationship, right?
I don't need validation from them anymore. I used to fight them all the time. Like, you need to support me. You need to. I don't give a damn. I'll go, have a coffee with you and talk about whatever it is you want to talk. The Kardashians. Who cares? I don't care. I don't need you to support my business. I don't need you to agree with everything I say anymore. And I don't need to change you either. And it's actually really beautiful because I'm able to have.
That part.
Yeah. Like, look, a lot of the people in my family. It's not like I'm ever going to have the deepest relationships with them in my life, but at least I found a way to be with them.
Yeah.
And it really did come from me first setting that boundary and taking time for myself.
That's right. Man, self-care first, right?
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah, man. So, I mean, man, I don't want to go too deep into that. So basically, we'll just wrap that up with just saying fuck family, all right? So, and
fuck family.
So they'll be the last one. They'll be the first ones, by the way. They're the last to support, but the first to say how proud. Oh, I'm so proud of you.
Oh, yeah.
You're proud of me. Like, you remember when the first step, it's funny because in marketing, we have a business mentor on the accounting firm side, our first mentor actually. And she said, hey, the first thing you should do is ask your circle, ask your family, ask these people to support you, right? That was the first step. No,
not my family, yo.
No diss to her, right?
Yeah.
But then when you go do it, now we're discouraged by step one.
Yeah.
Because that was the wrong thing to tell
that's
me.
That's generalized advice. For some family units, yes. If you come from a supportive family,
but
a lot of us
really does. Thank you.
A lot of us do not.
A lot of us do not.
You know what I say? This is my slogan.
Yeah.
Family is love, not blood.
That's true. No, that's true. My best friend, like in the entire world, Stephen Hill, he already knows because he helped me with my equipment, and he's yo, what up? And he's an AV guy, so he helps with all that kind of stuff. And now,
compliment each other.
But we rap together. Like when I was rapping, we started a group. I was 14 when we met, and that's just where it started. And we're like, we're gonna be like the biggest shit in Texas and take over the South, and we started, right? But that person is closer to me than the majority of my family because he knew me at that time, and he is the godfather of my child 16, 17 years later. So now you've seen me. He's seen me through the bullshit relationship.
Amazing.
Right? He's seen me through, hey, this is my first business. I started this tax office. He's seen the accounting firm. And the Canabras, he's the first person that's going to always support. What do you need? Hey, AV-wise, but also just support. Like, what do you need from me? What can I do? You need me to dog sit when you head to Orlando? Like, that's my dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my guy, right? And it's that support that you get from people that aren't even related to you, which is proof that isn't that more like incentive to get out to the world?
Yes.
That should make you less fearful.
Right. That's what helped me also grow my blog when I started posting content, because I was like, wait a minute, people like me? Like, people were commenting like, oh, this is so helpful, thank you, you're great, Shay. I was like, wait a minute, like, I've been getting the wrong message from the people close to me.
Yeah,
like,
the love is out there.
Yeah, you know, and like, yeah, of course, you're always going to get the occasional hater and whatnot, but it's really the positive feedback that you'll get from creating content and putting yourself out there far outweighs the bad.
Yeah,
and for me, that was further validation to keep going. I'm like, okay, I got something here. If I only stayed in my community where I came from, my family, I wouldn't have seen that I have all these gifts. That people actually support.
Yeah. And people love it. Man, that's what's up, man. I love your story. I'm like, we're really bonding over here. So it's a pleasure. And then one more thing. So about the marketing, the business itself, right? You guys do a lot more than I think I've heard for like other marketing services that are out there, other providers and everything. What is it, in your words, would you say is your USP? What's your unique selling point? Why someone may see Google marketing experts and you come up, what makes you different?
Oh man, okay. Well, I have two.
Okay.
So if we're talking about social media marketers, they're a dime a dozen.
Yeah.
You know? It's like CBD. It's like out there now.
And Fiverr's like killing the game, right?
Yeah. But here's the thing. My differentiator, when I say I do, digital marketing, I do social media marketing, my differentiator is LinkedIn. Because people forget about that platform. People don't think it's important. They think it's just a job site still. Like, there's so much money on LinkedIn, and there's less competition when it comes to posting content. So that's my message is always encouraging companies to post on LinkedIn. There's less regulations too with cannabis because they're so far behind, they're ahead. I always joke. So you can get away with saying more things there and posting as well. But beautiful, beautiful platform that has really changed my life when it comes to business. Like I said, I used to do Facebook, got off that train. Now I'm a LinkedIn girl, and I find so many masterminds, business conference events I go to. It's like people are trying to grow on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. They completely neglect LinkedIn. So that alone is my differentiator. I'm going to get your business on LinkedIn. Then they kind of perk up. They're like, oh, LinkedIn, we haven't done LinkedIn. Okay. Now, I'm going to do another brand differentiator or unique mechanism when it comes to LinkedIn. Because if you're actually a LinkedIn person, let's say you're already on there, maybe you're a recruiter, you've been on there for years, whatever, and you know the game a little more, there are a lot of people on LinkedIn selling LinkedIn marketing, okay? So how am I different from them? Well, I'll tell you that. They do direct outreach, and that's been the play on LinkedIn since the dawn of time.
It's the first thing we were told about LinkedIn.
Everyone on LinkedIn is like pitching you right away. You connect, they're like, I got this product. I don't do any of it. So our brand differentiator is we teach you how to make organic video content and posts on your LinkedIn page. No pitching, no direct outreach, no ads even, because LinkedIn has ads. So that's what really sets me apart from other LinkedIn trainers is they're still doing the cold outreach. That is really played out. There's so many people on LinkedIn complaining about all the spam in their inbox. But if you can provide them value through content that they see organically in the feed, they start to trust you. They start to see posts. Oh, who's this Jarrell guy on LinkedIn? Let me go to his LinkedIn. Maybe I should connect with him. He's in cannabis. Oh, I know someone in cannabis. Maybe that's how you get people to sell themselves. So that's our brand differentiator. We're teaching you to be self-empowered, make your own content, and then you can do so much. You can post it on other platforms, other channels, and you develop a skill that you can take with you in any business down the line, which is just content marketing, baby.
And you probably don't call them clients, right?
Clients.
But your clients, and they're seeing success outside of LinkedIn due to the fact that they built this on LinkedIn.
I have clients that I've trained on LinkedIn who now have over 100,000 followers on TikTok, over 100,000 on YouTube. One of them actually really. So you can. This is also common. Like you can start on one platform and then end up finding another one you like better. That's cool. You know, like even me, I started on Facebook, but then I realized LinkedIn's more my jam.
Right.
But everything we do is customizable. So like if you are brand new, never shot a video, we have a program for that. We have a done with you service where we walk you through how to develop your own content and start to grow your own page. But if you're maybe in a different place of your journey, like, hey, we already have content, we have a podcast, like Jarrell and Corey, we're already posting, we just don't do anything on LinkedIn. Well, then we have an agency where we can take your already existing content, repurpose it for you, and run your LinkedIn without you having to lift a finger, just so you have a presence there. Because you're already doing the work, you just need someone to hold you accountable to get LinkedIn going. So it depends where you're at in your journey. We have several different offers. I've worked with several different industries. Definitely with my connection with cannabis and my own personal journey. It's an industry I'd love to work with. But just hit me up, check it out, check out my page on LinkedIn. I've got almost 800,000 followers now, and it's just still growing. So
you dropped so many nuggets. I don't want us to hold you at the Cannabis booth too much longer, but Shay, I really appreciate it. Off camera, we're gonna have some conversations.
We are,
because of course, we're a young and emerging brand ourselves within the cannabis industry, but it's bigger than that. I told Corey, hey, when we're taking care of the entity structure, Cannabis media brand, because we can grow bigger than this podcast, and we encourage people to do that anyways, growing bigger than their environment, right? Growing bigger than their family, right? Growing bigger than whatever they claim initially to be. So we're looking to do that, and now we have an avenue of how we can make those dreams come true. because of Shay Rowbottom Marketing. Man, y'all make sure y'all check her out at
ShayRowbottom.com. So you can find me on any social media platform at Shay Rowbottom, my handles. But of course, my main platform and where all my original content goes out first is going to be LinkedIn.
Yep. There you have it. So of course, from the CBD Expo, but with Mace Media, shout out to Mace Media Group, and all of the organizers.
Shout out to Louise.
Shout out to Louise, right? Celeste, Gracie, Madison, Heidi. Of course, we can't forget the names, right? They're such an amazing team, and they're a small knit team.
Yeah,
that's actually doing all of this, city to city, tour to tour. Hopefully, 2023 will be even bigger. So I can't wait to see what they come up with next. Of course, this has been the Canabuzz podcast, sponsored by BizBuzz Grow Management. So if you are in need of taking care of your cultivation in 2022, 2023, and beyond, then get with the future, get with BizBuzz, empower your farm, right? I've been Jarrell. This is Shay, coming live from the CBD Expo in Orlando, and we out.